Hello and welcome to Anatomy with Amanda. Today we will be discussing the brain. The brain controls everything that we do. It controls how I talk. It controls you being able to hear me and see me and understand what I'm doing. The brain is very complex, but today we are only going to be discussing some parts of the brain and their functions. So to begin, we have the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere is going to control the right side of my body, and the right hemisphere is going to control the left side of my body. Now, the reason that these two hemispheres can function together, why I can move my hands, both sides of my body, together, this is because of the corpus callosum. I like to think of the corpus callosum as a peanut butter and jelly holding together the two pieces of bread. So the bread, in this case, are the hemispheres, and the corpus callosum is the peanut butter and jelly. It holds them together so they can function at the same time. Now, going over the lobes, there are 4 different brain lobes. We will be discussing them all today. At first, we have the frontal lobe. This lobe is going to be in charge of our motor functions. So this is why I can wiggle my fingers, move my mouth. I can do all of this because of my frontal lobe. It controls our motor functions. Next, we have the parietal lobe in orange. This is going to be on the top of our head, in the back more. This is going to be in charge of our sensory input. So this is why we can taste food when we eat, and this is why we can feel textures of items. So for example, this piece of paper is smooth and it's thin, and I can perceive this because of my parietal lobe. We also have our temporal lobe here in green. The temporal lobe is on both sides, and it's going to be located right here. So you can see our temples are right here, and the temporal lobe is right in this area. So when I do this, there's something else that's being covered, and that is our ears. The temporal lobe is controlling our auditory perception. So this is why we can hear things, and this is why we can understand what we hear. So this is also very important. So it's a good way to remember it. The temporal lobe, it consists of the ear here, this is called the pinna. It consists of it, and this is why we can hear, because of our temporal lobes. The final part of the brain is the occipital lobe, which is way in the back. This is going to be controlling our visual perception. So this is why we can see things and we can understand what we see. So I understand that this is a piece of paper, and I can perceive it as a piece of paper because of my occipital lobe. I can see it, I recognize it, and I can understand it. So now we will discuss 2 more parts of the brain besides the lobes and the hemispheres. In this picture, in purple, is the cerebellum. The cerebellum is going to help us maintain our posture, so we stand up and sit up nice and straight, and it helps us maintain our balance so we don't wobble all over the place. Our cerebellum helps us stay balanced. We also have the brain stem, which is located here, and this brain stem is going to control our autonomic functions. This means that it's going to control body functions that we don't think about. So I'm thinking about talking, but I am not thinking about the food that I ate and am currently digesting. I am not thinking about my heart contracting and it pumping blood to my body. So it's important we have this brain stem so we don't have to say pump blood, or digest my food. So thank you for watching. I hope that everybody learned something new, and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment them, and hopefully I'll be able to answer them in a comment or in a video. Stay tuned for next time. Bye-bye.